but my game froze earlier, so I had to turn everything off and load it back. But it seems to be okay now, so let's get into a game. And I also bought 2 more golden tape for 24,000 each, where I think I could sell it for 29 or 30. So that's where I'm at.
We are set, ready to rock for this Madden Ultimate Team matchup, and these guys on your screen ready to rock as well. Some of the stars of today's game, and speaking of the game, let's get right to it.
This is going to be a battle. Okay, guys, the first game is underway.
Set to go
and I also added a new kicker.
And here we go. The Super Bowl
and a new punter.
Team is underway. This will be taken in at the
I got a new punter and a new kicker on the team.
22-yard line.
I bought it, but I couldn't. Nobody would buy it from me again, so I just.
They go play action here on first down. And incomplete to open things up. Looking for his all-pro tight end, Rob Gronkowski. And that'll bring up
Rob Gronkowski.
Drops like that, I have to kind of take a step back and check myself a little bit. So used to seeing those big guys make big-time spectacular plays, but when they drop one, I have to remind myself, we ask a lot out of these guys. Block and catch the football, not easily done in today's NFL. Even in today's NFL, when we think of the tight end position now as really a glorified wide receiver, we're still asking a lot of those guys. They have to block as well, and every now and then, they don't come down with the football.
So now an early 3rd and 10 here on their opening drive. A first carry now for Adrian Peterson. And he'll be brought down right at the 30 here. He did well to get him 8 yards, but it's still going to mean a call to the punt team on 4th down. And
no,
he's like some pretty easy yardage there right up the gut.
And he's a guy that has some height to him. So when you don't have to drop a shoulder or create or get through contact or trash, makes it a lot easier to stay upright, see the field, and make a run as we just saw there.
They do go for it. It's Brady. And it's complete to Kelsey. And he's
I knew he was going for it.
Before being taken down at midfield. I don't know if I agree with that. I guess they don't care if I agree with that. But, boy, you have to be surprised by that, right?
I definitely was surprised that they decided to go for it in this situation. But they must have either felt like they either had a great play call on or they're trying to show extreme confidence.
A good run there on first down, and it'll leave them with a 2nd and 2.
Some runs are blocked so well, you almost forget that someone has to carry the ball to gain the yardage. The leverage by the offensive line to create space up front, really well done.
And the D looking like they may blitz. On play action, it's Brady. Oh, he'll want that one back. Incomplete. He doesn't drop too many in that department. 3rd down.
We know it's not an easy job to go out and catch passes when people are trying to tackle you and knock the ball away. But the bottom line is, that's a pass he's got to have. And
under a heavy rush, and down he goes. Okay, look at this. The punt team nowhere to be found. They're on the sidelines. Offense going to go for this on the opening drive. And now a timeout coming from the defensive side for the Packers. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter.
You punt the ball.
Now hold everything here. We're going to get a timeout by the offense. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter. Brady not coming to the sideline. They're going to go for it here on 4th. Here we go on 4th down now with Brady. Hit as he throws, and this is going to be incomplete. A surprising move here on the opening drive of the game, and the Packers are going to get the football back in excellent field position.
Gee, I told you to punt the ball, man.
They'll come out in the pistol. Again, we'll see the pistol here. Rodgers now on first down. Smith catches left side. And he gets this inside the 35-yard line.
And when you're playing a quarterback with some experience and some moxie, you enter the danger zone when you decide to blitz him, because if he's able to diagnose as he did on that play, he can hurt you downfield.
He reads defenses so well, doesn't he?
He really does, and the best part about that play for him, I don't think that was
I'm
his primary
bad.
target.
Sorry about that.
I think he had
The game froze earlier. I don't know why.
And went to a
The game
secondary
just
target. It was a
froze.
really nice game.
Again, it's Yeldon. And able to push his way forward here for a good little gain. The all-pro safety Eric Berry in on the stop.
And there's a run to be happy with. Good, solid yardage. He'll take that anytime you hand the ball to a back. Looks like a nickel set here defensively on 3rd and 2.
Yeah, maybe expecting a throw. Throwing now is Rodgers. And he picks up the first down yardage as he takes this one down to the 15. Give him 11 yards that time and a new set of downs. Red zone opportunity.
An ex-teammate used to tell me all the time, I hate experienced quarterbacks, because no matter what, you really can't hide what you're doing. And I think that right there, he knew right away where the blitz was coming from, where his primary guy was going to be, and he ended up going to a secondary target for a nice game.
I was just going to ask you, that wasn't the primary target. He's so good at that, isn't he?
I think he knew right away that he wasn't going to get to his primary guy. I think he read that as soon as he got to the line of scrimmage, knew where the pressure was going to come from, and said, I know how to beat that, and that's what he did.
Rodgers to throw on second down. Over the middle to Smith. And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. But a nice little gain. And this will probably be the last play of the quarter.
Some think the teams really won't throw a slant route unless you have a receiver that has a lot of stature to him. But sometimes the little guys, they get lost in there. People can't really locate them, and they run that quick cut on the slant, and oftentimes they can turn it into big plays.
So, yeah, you're back.
3rd and 5, so they bring in an extra defensive back.
Expecting pass. Now Rodgers. T.J. Yeldon, the one he was looking for. And it's 4th down.
I'm not sure we could spot any tendency here on this 3rd down. They could have run it or passed it. Either one was available. They chose to try and get it through the air, but they were unsuccessful.
And Vinatieri's kick is good.
Adam Vinatieri, welcome to the squad.
And we were scoreless up until this point in the second quarter. Now we finally have a little action.
Let's see where this action takes us. First quarter, no points at all. Now we've got our first score of the game. Well, does that signal that we're going to get more as we go along, or will it revert back to what we saw in the beginning of the game?
Now this offense ready to take over again. And on that last drive, went for it on 4th, turned it over. A good job by their defense, though. They held them to 3, but this offense, they've got to be a little bit better, a little bit more careful here.
And sometimes when you see these calls on 4th down, when they decide to go for it, it's not necessarily the coach saying, I believe in my offense. Sometimes the coach saying, I believe in my defense. I can afford to go for it here, because if we don't get it, I don't think we'll give up more than 3. And that's exactly what happened.
You think that factored in?
I do. I think that he had that in his mind going into the game, that I'm going to be aggressive on offense because I know I've got a defense that can hold up their end.
A gain of 3, 2nd down.
Well, so many times we look at a short run and we praise the offense for trying to set the tempo and establish things, but the defensive guys, hey, they just won the battle there. It wasn't a big run given up. They don't always have to absorb the body blows. Sometimes they dish them out themselves.
Again, it's Johnson. And he's going to fight his way forward here for a modest gain. Good work to pick up 7 yards there. That gets him into a 3rd and 1 situation.
This drive is turning into an extended one, and the guy carrying the ball, He's becoming more like a body blows guy. Every carry is putting some damage on the defense. So after a while, I'm not too sure how many guys are going to want to run up and tackle him.
And he's able to get the first here as he's taken down at the 25. They only get 2 there, but on 3rd and 1, that's all they needed to keep the drive going. I guess if you're going to run for it on 3rd down, not a bad idea to get behind your Hall of Fame left tackle there, Anthony Munoz.
He was so good, it was like a guard and a tackle was in the same body. You know, it was almost like they had an extra blocker at the line of scrimmage. Phenomenal player and really prepped it well at USC.
Oh, I was there. The guy was there.
2-minute warning lurking. This will probably be the last
guy
play
was
before
there
we get
too.
And they want to get themselves in position to score in this last shot before the clock hits.
They go, and it's caught. Touchdown.
What? Oh, my safety sucked.
An 11-yard touchdown. And his guys are going to
I need to upgrade my safety.
That's why you've got your star out there. Throw the ball to him. They did.
My safety
I
low.
don't care what coverage you put out there. He's so good. We're going there with the football anyway. And there's not a thing you can do about it.
Inside the red zone, they go to him. He gets it done. Here's Jarvis Landry now on the return. And he'll take this across the 25. Couple extra yards up to the 27-yard line. And Green Bay getting ready to go as they take the field. And last time they got 3 points, but it was a chip shot field goal. And when you go to the sideline after a chip shot field goal, maybe the offense not too happy.
It's a balancing act, isn't it? Because you're exactly right. They're none too pleased that they didn't punch it in for 6 points. But we also have to remember they did put points on the board.
3 points is 3 points.
And in this league, you take points when you can get them. Not easily done.
Rodgers again here on 2nd and 10. Steps away to his left. Thrown across his body, and it's intercepted. Picked up by the Pro Bowl safety Cam Chancellor. And the possession is theirs at their own 43-yard line. So runs the offense back onto the field. And that last drive, a long drive, but not just that. They had a great air attack going. Do they stick with that?
I would think that they would, because if they were confident enough to do it on the last drive, starting backed up in their own territory, why would you change anything? They've got to be confident about what they're presenting and continue to do so.
Yeah, because the secondary, they really look clueless.
And that was amazing because that drive went and went, no adjustments, and no big plays by the defense to knock the ball away.
He's just going to dump this one off to his fullback out of the backfield. 4 yards on the pickup, and just like that, it's 3rd down.
I wouldn't be surprised to see the next step in utilizing this position is to actually utilize more of a scat back in this spot, because we saw the catch there, right? He made it. He's a bigger, stronger guy, maybe not quite as elusive as maybe someone else you would put there.
Yeah, didn't get the big yardage there you might out of a smaller back. They'll get 6 there on the run, but it brings up 4th down. And now the Packers going to take another timeout. So that means they're down to 1 remaining here as we head toward halftime. The offense staying out. They're going to go on 4th and 2. They run. It's Johnson. And that play will go nowhere. Losing yardage back near midfield at the 49. The Packer offense now ready to get back onto the field. And following the interception, we'll see what they can put together on this drive.
I can hear my old college coach right now. He always used to tell us before every game, the team making the fewest mistakes will win. What they're hoping is that last mistake is their only one of the game.
Coaches, that's all they talk about, turnovers, right?
Minimizing those and maximizing opportunities.
And they're going to hurry back to the line now. Now Rodgers throwing on 2nd down. Going deep here for Allen. And he's unable to grab it. Thought he might have had position, couldn't hold on. 3rd down.
And when all else fails as a defender, when you're not there in the coverage, your best friend is exactly what we saw there. A big play shot taken by the offense. Unfortunately, it ended in a big drop.
3rd down here for the offense after the incomplete pass. From the gun on 3rd down, Rodgers. And it's complete to Kelsey. And he's able to pick up the first before he's taken down at the 27. Now whistles come in. We're going to get a timeout here by the offense. And with halftime on the horizon, they'll be out of timeouts from here forward. Now Rodgers buying time to his left. He goes underneath for Yeldon. That one good for 16, and the drive will continue.
Of course we think of Aaron Rodgers as a pocket passer, but you and I both know this guy's a pure athlete. He can get outside and make plays with his legs as well.
I showed it right there, outside of the pocket and on the money. Travis Kelce, the Pro Bowl tight end, the intended target, and that'll bring up second down.
After all the preparation, all the practice, a play like that will absolutely break your heart. They had everything they wanted, just unable to complete it. In the end zone, a big-time drop.
And that is no good. And this score will stay right where it is. And that one, my goodness, that was almost too easy.
Yeah, and you're not going to have too many attempts shorter than that one. I don't think anyone got a finger on it. That's about as bad a miss as you can have.
They isolate Hopkins on the left side. Now a play fake here on first down. The tight end Kelce has it over the middle. Now hold everything here. We're going to get a timeout by the offense. So as they take it over, we step aside. And unless this is a quick incompletion, this is likely the last play here of this first half. They slot Gronkowski outright. The final shot before half for Brady. Surveying the field. He's going to launch this thing way downfield. So we've reached intermission here in a low-scoring game. 7-3 is our score. As we send you down to Orlando, where we check in with Larry Ridley and our EA Sports Halftime Report. Take it away, Larry. So both teams have their marching orders, and we'll get going again here in quarter number 3. Here's Landry. And he'll take this up past the 20 and down at the 22-yard line. The Packers offense now heading back out onto the field. They're close game, but they're going to need to do a little bit better probably here in half 2, no?
I would agree with that totally. I would guess it in the locker room. They talked about cleaning up some of the errors. But overall, I think they wanted to be positive with them. Guys, we're right there. Just not playing as well as we need to. Let's pick it up. And we still have a chance to win this game.
Yeah, they do. We'll see if they can pick it up. But pretty good coverage there. And both of these defenses, they've had good coverage throughout this one.
No doubt about it. And in today's NFL, where we're used to a bit more scoring, this feels almost like a well-pitched game in baseball on both
I don't think I got
where
that.
the tension continues to build. Who's going to make the big play?
They'll need to get the play off quickly. Throwing is Rodgers. This is Yeldon on the dump off. Just a 1-yard pickup on the play, and that'll bring up a third down. And now it looks like they're going to be in the hurry up.
So many times you hear today's NFL described as a space game. Get your best players into space with the football in their hands. That's why sometimes you just swing it out to your runner, get him out in the flat, and let him have a chance to make people miss an open field.
His favorite target, Travis Kelce, the intended receiver.
I can't believe that happened.
Today's NFL, these big guys are featured receivers. They move long.
I'm going for it, dude.
Matchups.
I don't care if I lose
They were
here.
just unable to complete the pass.
And a tough ask here. They're going to go for it on 4th down and 9. They do go for it. It's Rodgers. And it is incomplete. So certainly an interesting call there to go for it. And the ball will go over on downs on the short side of the field. Now we take a glance at the offense as they work.
I don't get that. I don't got this, guys.
They'll try to get the offense going with Johnson. And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play there. 2nd down. So nothing there, but maybe you blame that on the blocking.
Yeah, at some point you've got to win at the point of attack. And on that play, that was all the defense. They made it happen.
Back-to-back stops make it 3rd and 10. So back-to-back plays here where he couldn't get anything on the ground. Now you face a 3rd and 10 and assume you're going to try to pass it, right?
I would think so, because you've tried to run the ball, and really it doesn't matter who got the ball on the play, because there was no space to go. So I think you step back, throw the ball to try and pick up the first down.
Come on, pick it off.
Hopkins, the intended receiver, and it brings up 4th down.
Looked like they had an opportunity for a big play across the middle, but he didn't have the concentration or the focus necessary and dropped it before he could haul it in.
And Vinatieri's kick is good. And they push the lead up to a touchdown now at 10-3. So it's only 3 points on this opening drive of the third quarter. And even though that stretches out the lead, Charles, I think you'd have to consider this a win for the defense, no?
Couldn't agree more, Brandon. That offense got themselves in prime position to really open up this ball game, but the drive stalled out. And yeah, 3 points is very easy to get back in today's NFL.
Now trotting out there, the Packers getting ready to go. And last time we saw them go for it in kind of an unusual situation. It's not like it's a fourth quarter do or die. They went for it, didn't get it. We'll see how that affects them this go around.
Partner, I'm wondering if we're starting to see the effects of analytics coming into play here, where people are studying the number of possessions, how many times you should go for it, what position it leaves your team in. Maybe we're starting to see a little bit of that creeping into the NFL game.
I think we've seen it in other sports, maybe into the NFL now as well. And yet again, this run game just continues to be completely shut off.
Completely stymied.
Yeah,
trying to get some consistency, trying to find places to roam. They just haven't been there throughout this game.
Finding his safety valve here. That's complete. Give him 6 on the play, and they're going to have a third down. And they're going to speed things up here.
Everyone's got to be able to catch the football. Doesn't matter what position you play, but if you're on a...
And no escaping this time as he'll go down. They got him for a sack. And how about this? 4th and long, and they're going to go for it. Man, he got in there so quickly, Charles. What could the offense have done to adjust and account for that?
But what you're hoping is that you figure it out. And he's
trying to force it to Allen, and it's intercepted. Picked off by the Pro Bowl safety Cam Chancellor. And he'll get this back.
Oh, man, this guy has a...
Yard line. And now back out comes the offense. And they're not going to play this conservative, I don't think. They didn't go last time in their up, but they're looking to put a drive in the end zone.
Oh, I agree with you totally. No one goes out on the field and says, all right, let's just settle for 3, except in certain situations, trying to ice a game, that sort of deal. Most of the time, it's end zone, and that's what you're thinking, and I believe that's exactly what they're thinking as they begin this one.
Yeah, no quarterback ever goes out there saying, hey, let's get 3, right?
Not one that I've ever met.
On second down, Johnson. And there just continues to be nowhere to run. He's bottled up again at the line of scrimmage. And they'll lose a yard that time, and that's going to lead to a third down. Third down, it's Adrian Peterson. And not much of a hole there as he gets it down to about the 24-yard line. Call it a gain of 3, and it'll bring up 4th down. So out comes the field goal team now for the second time here today. He connected on his first, this from 41. And he missed it. It's no good. And this score will stay right where it is. Well, close game, second half. You obviously hate to leave 3 out on the field.
Especially in a game like this when you know points are hard to come by. That was one of their best opportunities so far, and they come away with nothing.
They'll start out on the ground. It's T.J. Yeldon.
I think now run the ball.
Out of scrimmage and taken down. It's a loss of a yard there, and now second down. Back now in Foxborough. It's the Packers who have the football, but in need of points as we begin quarter number 4. And the offense behind the chains here a touch on 2nd and 11. Another pistol look here. Now Rodgers throwing on second down. It's Kelsey on the ground. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line.
Now, coaches always harp on the quarterback reading the defense and getting it to the open man. That's good recognition there. And how about what he did after the catch?
Yeah, hit your tight end, let him get some rack.
Yeah, when he gets moving, not many guys want to come over and put a hit on him, do they?
10 yards on the pickup there, and that leads to a Green Bay first.
I'm going to show my age here a little bit. We used to talk about running backs catching the ball as safety valves. Nowadays, they're a big part of the passing offense.
Quit acting like you're so old. You're only 65. Out to the flat. That's complete to his running back. Give him 3 on the play, and it's a second down.
I know most of the time when the ball's in the air, you're thinking wide receiver, tight end, but running backs, they can be a big part of any passing offense nowadays.
And again, it's Rodgers. Oh, he'll want that one back. Incomplete. He doesn't draw too many in that department. Third down.
What?
And the line trying to gain here is the 37 on third down. Throwing is Rodgers on third down. And he couldn't hang on to
and
it
he
through the
dropped
contact.
it?
Incomplete.
Are you freaking kidding me?
Anyone who's going after the football is going to be conscious that it's probably going to be contested.
Freaking dropped the ball.
Sometimes it leads to drops.
Yeah. Dang darn it.
One score down. Here we go. They're going to go for it here on fourth down. Now Rodgers got to have this one. And that's caught by Smith. And he's able to get it to the 33. Good enough for a first down. The offense certainly looking to score some points, but they also need ball security here late as we get down to the final moments of this one. On first down, Rodgers. Smith catches left side. It's a gain of 9 yards. And it'll be second and about a yard to go for the first. Time for a break. We'll come back, see what transpires after this. Offense readies for a 2nd and 1. Now T.J. Yeldon. Oh, no, he lost the football. And the defense will get their hands on it. Going the
Really?
other way. And his guys are going to take over.
You're really going to fumble the ball right there.
Out comes this offensive unit as they get set to take over here. They have
Wow.
the lead, still a one-possession game, but the defense got to stop. They've got the football now, just salted away, right?
Exactly. That's all the defense
Wow.
is counting on from their offense. They did their job in a big way. You know they're over on the sidelines now starting to take their tape off and, hey, we've done this thing. The offense has to put it.
And now a timeout coming from the defensive side for the Packers. It's just their first. They've got 2 more to use here in the final stages. And the offense will be looking to get at least some of this yardage back here. It's 2nd and 12. Brady going to look to throw. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete.
You ever notice that when Tom Brady does get hit and drop to the ground, there's some guys back to him pretty quickly to check on his health, aren't there?
That's exactly right. For as much as he throws, doesn't take a lot of square shots, but took one there.
He's really smart.
And he can't get a throw away. He's taken down. And now the Packers going to take another timeout. That'll leave him with just 1 remaining in this 4th quarter of play. Here's Brett Kern now, as his first punt will come from inside his own end zone. And with the play clock winding down, we're going to get a timeout. It's just their first. They've got 2 more to use here in the final stages. Here's Brett Kern now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. Here's Hester. It's a 43-yard punt, a return of 5, and this offense takes over in great shape right at the 50.
Believe.
1st and 10. The Packers offense now, they get ready to head back on the field. And last time the turnover on the fumble, and they were in enemy territory, so that had to be very frustrating. Down on the scoreboard here, can't do it again.
You nailed every part of what was frustrating. Down on the scoreboard, had a drive going, had pushed it past the 50-yard line, so they felt they were in striking distance, and to come away with nothing, not a good feeling at all, to put it mildly. Now they can't afford to do that again.
Yeah, now can they get that bad taste out of their mouth here? Well, they got exactly what they wanted there. Out route, catch, get out of bounds, stop the clock.
And I have to criticize defense here because you know the situation. You want to keep them in bounds and have the clock run. So I'm sitting on the outside portion of the field and not letting them throw an out route. Throw anything inside and I'll make the tackle. An out route? That's not the way you're supposed to play it.
He's back to throw. He's going to leave this for his running back. It's complete. No gain on that one, and it's going to bring up a third down.
Brandon, just mark that under the category of just not successful. Trying to throw the ball, just didn't work on that one.
Completed it. Now whistles come in. We're going to get a timeout here by the offense. That'll be their third and final stoppage here as we step aside. One receiver left, that's Allen. Back to throw. And this one is incomplete. Jordan Reed was the intended target. And now it's second down.
What was Jordan Reed out there?
Following the incompletion.
Oh my
Yeldon,
God.
the lone running back. They'll look to throw. His throw caught right around the 6. And he's going to take it in. Touchdown, Packers. Travis Kelce in the final minute. And the Packers are within an extra point of tying this thing up. And no sweat. He puts it through. And we are tied here in the 4th. So here comes the kickoff now. All even here in this 4th quarter. And no return on this one as the fair catch is signaled for and taken. Now this offense ready to head back out there. They've got work to do, but they do still have a bit of time here.
And they've got to feel comfortable with that, but they have all their play sequences called. If they get out of bounds, that allows them to huddle and call another play. But if they don't, it's hurry up to the line of scrimmage and either spike it and stop the clock or continue to move it downfield in order to try and get in range and win this game.
See if they can do just that. Going for, and that's caught inside the 30. And they rattle off a big one. 46 yards. A great job pulling that one in from a guy, as we know, who can really blaze. He's got a lot of speed.
And that speed can work for him so many different ways. Sometimes he just takes off and goes, just runs past people. Sometimes you get people back off so far that you can catch everything underneath. But still,
I hate Tom Brady.
You probably have to make some contested catches, right? Sometimes
I really
you
hate
have to go
Tom
up and
Brady.
beat a defender for the football.
Really
He has that in his arsenal as well.
Showed it right there. And he can't get a throw off. He's taken down. What a huge play at this point in the game. Looking to speed things up here, going with some tempo. 160 career sacks for Kevin Green, 3rd all-time, and he got him there again.
What I loved about him was as his career.
And this is going to be intercepted. Picked off by Super Bowl 49 hero Malcolm Butler. And Green Bay.
Okay, I'm waiting. I'm waiting. So he quit. Wow. He did not want to go into overtime, did he? Okay, it looks like I sold something or didn't win anything. Let me check this out. So I got my money back. Okay, let's see. Okay, I sold all those. Now I got one more of that. Okay, so I lost out on these, but I have one more to go. Actually, I started out at 66. Now I made that much. $27. That's gonna be a hard one to match. I'll Let's take a. I think I think I've taken a loss on this one. Let's put it at 29. And let's see if 23. Let's buy this 23 and so let's put that at 26. 26. Let's put this at 26. I can make some more money on this. Oh yeah, I'm happy with that at 26. So butter. Let's get into another game. You still there, cowboy? You still there, cowboy? I'm sorry. I'm not talking that much. It's 23 and I put it up for 26. 10% off that. I'm not making that much, but I'm still making something decent for it. Okay, no problem there, no problem. Like a strand is coming, huh? Nice.
Brandon Gaudin, Charles Davis ready for this Madden Ultimate Team matchup as you get a peek at some of the big players in today's game, and you're a big player in today's game as well. Let's get the party started. Here's Chandler Catanzaro ready to get this one started. And here we go. The Super Bowl of Madden Ultimate Team is underway. This is fielded a couple yards deep. And he'll wind up about 4 yards shy of where he would have been if he'd taken a knee, as they'll start at the 21-yard line.
Let's see what he's got for me. Or he did. If he can stop my offensive plays. Alright,
they'll come out in the pistol. Throwing on first down is Rodgers. And he'll find his man on the out route. That's Allen. Call it a gain of 5, and it'll make it second down.
That was not a completion that results in a highlight video. But at the same time, if you have those kind of completions all game long, eventually one of them might turn into a highlight.
And this one complete to Smith. 9
Are you really
yards
going
on the
to
pickup
play
there,
off
and
my
it keeps the drive alive.
receivers like that?
You just see the receiver try to run down the defender, meaning he goes right at it and really trying to move him a little bit towards the side of the field.
Dude.
So he can put his foot in the ground and break to the out, to the sideline, and make a catch.
On first and 10, here's Rodgers. And incomplete.
Well, partner, so much for the mismatch. How about the guy at the second level, that big linebacker, able to run with the receiver and make a play on the football?
So the incomplete pass brings up second down. Rodgers again here on second and 10. And this one caught by Travis Kelce. And he's finally taken down, but not before getting across midfield and across the 45-yard line.
And there's a completion to the tight end. And look at the size of these players nowadays. At that spot, 6'4", 6'5", and up. A lot of guys used to be basketball players, somehow came back to football. That's really good for the game of football. You get better athleticism, great hand-eye coordination, guys who know how to control their bodies when they run their routes.
Rodgers now to throw. He goes underneath for Yeldon. And he is out of bounds just a yard or two shy of the 10. In the red zone this time. And the pocket's been protected pretty good here so far on the opening drive.
We always talk about confidence in runners and catchers and quarterbacks. How about the protection detail? They're not allowing anyone near the guy throwing the football.
And he is in for the Seattle touchdown. Jordan Reed, an 11-yard touchdown. And the Seahawks take the ball down the field and score on their opening drive. And his kick is right through. After the touchdown, out is Prater to kick. That'll be taken in the end zone. They come out 5 wide, 3 of them to the right side. Rodgers now on first down. And this is going to be caught. He won the fight for the football. It's a gain of 24 that time. And it's good enough for a Detroit first down. And the defense definitely showing blitz here. On first down, Rodgers. He sets to fire deep. It's caught.
Oh my God, is that all you can do?
An excellent pickup of 34 yards.
So let's go ahead and add to the difficulties of guys trying to cover receivers. They got to deal with speed, shiftiness, all that stuff. But how about when they have height and length and deep downfield? You throw the ball up in the air. That's how they uncover at the end of a route, by being able to go up over the top and make a big catch.
11 yards on the pickup, and the Lions are going to have a first.
I I like watching the wide receiver screen because it's a real teamwork play. Because guess what? The guy catching the ball, he'll get all the credit. But how about the people up to block in front of him, either fellow receivers or offensive linemen? That makes that play a really nice timing play, and sometimes it can break big.
Trying to run inside, but nothing there. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be second down. So the Lions go backwards there, and unfortunately that's something they saw a lot in 2015. They had the fewest rushing yards of any team in the NFL.
It's one of those dubious titles that no one really wants to claim. Even teams that say, well, I'll worry about running it because we throw it all the time. Being able to run it when you want to is a key to success in the NFL, and Detroit struggled doing that.
What, now you can't throw it deep anymore, guys?
Indeed, 6 on the field. And incomplete. The contact.
Nothing without the deep ball. You gonna go for it? Of course you are.
They're going to line up to go for this on fourth down. Rodgers stays on the field.
Of course you're gonna go for it. I know you are. I know you are.
Rodgers to throw for it on fourth.
And you missed.
Complete. The Lions turned away on fourth down. And the Seahawks are going to take over the football. And Seattle now ready to march onto the field. And that last drive, so effective in the passing game, resulting in the touchdown. Maybe not many people were focused on the trenches. There was good protection there.
Excellent protection. So now defensively, you've almost got to get down to those starters blocks like you're a sprinter. Get lower than those guys on offense and find a way to roar through them or around them to get into the face of the passer.
Easier said than done, though.
Way easier said than done. But they've got to try something because right now they're just cutting them to shreds.
On second down, here's Yeldon. And that closed up quickly there as he gets it up only to about the 17. Call it a gain of a yard, and it's going to bring up 3rd and 5.
Not a big run on the first play of the drive, but that doesn't necessarily mean it was a bad play. Sometimes you're just trying to settle in, get your guys a little bit of contact, and get things moving.
And he's able to get the first before he's taken down at the 36. They call it a gain of 19, and it moves the chains.
We can talk all we want about football being a game of strength and brawn. It's also a game of mismatches, and they're trying to create one there. Getting it to their back out of the backfield to make a bigger play.
As we often say, get it to him in space, let him use his leg.
Yeah, if he can get a matchup against a linebacker or maybe a defensive end dropping out in a zone blitz, he's going to win that battle just about every time.
On second down, here's Rodgers.
Oh my God, he dropped it.
There.
Everything about that play tells you about today's NFL offenses and what they're asking out of running backs. You can't just be a guy who can run the football. You have to be able to catch it as well, and he didn't get that done on that play.
Throwing is Rodgers on 3rd down. And Reed with it over the middle. And to the 42-yard line here and brought down there.
One hallmark of good defenses is understanding the game, understanding positioning, and tackling immediately in the secondary after catches. I think we just saw that on display right there.
Got to him before he ever had a chance to think about turning it upfield. Well, we looked at each other right when he flinched. We knew that that flag was coming.
Yeah, offsides, easy call, mark off the 5, and keep it moving.
I had the first down. Oh my God, I was getting for the first down. What a joke.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And able to push his way forward here for a good little gain. He'll get a nice chunk there on the first down run, and it's 2nd and 4.
First play of the drive, let's give credit all around. Excellent blocking, but the guy carrying the ball, he was the finisher. A really nice run.
Here's Rodgers to throw. Trying to lay one up deep. And both guys were there, but it falls incomplete. Here comes the D swarming to the line. And it looks like we've got a dime set here defensively. 6 DBs in the game. Here's Rodgers. He'll set up the screen to McCoy. takes this one in for a Lions
What a
touchdown.
joke.
LaShawn McCoy, 36 yards. And the Lions are an extra point away from tying this thing up. So on third and medium, they dial up the pass, and it works to hit the end zone.
And it's really not a surprise to me. That's a throwing down in the NFL because of how tough it is to run the football. But what offenses like to do is still show run formations to make them respect it and throw out of those. In this case, they took a nice shot at the end zone and made it pay off.
And the Seahawks get ready to trot out on the field. And last time this unit was out here, costly turnover, and then that turned into 6 points. They've got to make amends.
And how many times have we sat in meetings with coaches and they use the term complementary football? Offense take care of the defense, defense take care of the offense. That didn't happen on the last possession. This is a chance for them to pick themselves back up and help their team.
Yeah, we'll see if they can recoup and recover. On 1st and 10, here's Rodgers. And pops free. The collision there jarred the ball loose and brings up 2nd down.
It looked like they had something there, but I think that he was thinking about running with the football before he actually hauled it in, and that led to a big drop.
Back to the air on 2nd down. It's Rodgers. He goes underneath for Yeldon. And he'll go down right around the 47 this time. That one good for 10 yards. And that's going to make it 3rd down and less than a yard. Yeldon, the lone running back. He's going to get the football. And able to pick up the first across midfield to the 47. Now hold everything here. We're going to get a timeout by the offense. It's just their first, so they'll have 2 remaining here before we get to halftime.
Yeah.
Rodgers now on 1st down. Caught. Kelsey, left side.
Shit.
And he gets it inside the 35.
30 more minutes.
Shy of the 30. It's a pickup of 16 there.
Oh.
To lead to a new set of downs.
There's completion to the tight end, and I think they were looking at something out central casting, frankly.
Absolutely.
I mean,
size, the hands.
speed, a flat-out run. You put that whole package together.
And no escaping this time as he'll go down. They got him for a sack. Now whistles come in. We're going to get a timeout here by the offense. So that means they're down to 1 remaining here as we head toward halftime. On 2nd down, here's Rodgers. And that one will fall incomplete. Clock here now just under 30 seconds to go in this first half.
It's a tried-and-true formula, and I don't think it'll change for as long as we play football. If someone's trying to throw the ball and you can put pressure on them and make it tough, that's only going to help your defense.
Yeah, he's since being hurried. He got rid of it before. Travis Kelce. And all the way in. Touchdown, Seattle. Travis Kelce as the first half is winding down. And the Seahawks are able to strike for 6.
And that touchdown gives them a touchdown lead before they attempt the extra point. What a great way to end the half.
Yeah, great job to put themselves in front. And now, see on the sideline, special teams defense scrambling, saying we want to preserve this for the final moments of this 2nd quarter. Here's the Lion offense now as they get ready to take over. And with time quickly fading here in the 2nd quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they trust their guys in this situation if they decide to take a shot.
To throw, it's Rodgers. And a big loss here as he's taken down. Now hold everything here. We're going to get a timeout by the offense. It's just their first, so they'll have 2 remaining here before we get to halftime. Rodgers to throw on 2nd down. They'll try and set up the screen. It's complete. Now whistles come in. We're going to get a timeout here by the offense. So that means they're down to 1 remaining here as we head toward halftime. On 3rd and long, it's Rodgers. And that is incomplete, stopping the clock with 5 seconds to go. Well, they've had a pretty frustrating first half here offensively, and that just continued there with that incompletion.
Yeah, definitely frustrating for them, but heartening for the other guys. Those stop troops, they're enjoying things right now because they've made it very difficult for them throughout the half.
Now, fair catch is called for and taken at the, we'll call it the 37-yard line. So we have reached halftime with a touchdown. That's the difference on the scoreboard. As we'll send you down to Orlando as we check in with Larry Ridley and our EA Sports halftime report. Larry? That's fielded in the end zone. And the decision to bring it out is going to cost him about 7 yards all told as he's taken down back shy of the 20. The Lions offense now with a football first here to begin quarter number 3. They're down here but very much in this game. What's the tonality of a coach's talk when a game is within striking distance like this at intermission?
Typically, what they're doing is emphasizing the things that went well in the first half and wanting more of that. Sure, you've got to go over some of the errors and clean up some things because there's a reason you're down. But overall, I think they want to stay positive, stay up with this team. We're just starting the second half, and we've got the football. Let's go ahead and punch it in, and then we'll take it from there.
See how that recipe works. And on the outside, they're playing press coverage. They isolate Hopkins on the left side. And he's taken down. Back at his own 7. Brandon Marshall coming hard on the blitz. He dumps him for a loss of 8. Well, there was second long. Now it's third and even longer. They're going in the wrong direction here.
Because they're moving exactly the way they want to, but you're exactly right. Definitely going in the wrong direction for the offensive guys.
Now it's Rodgers. Backing up. He's going to look deep down the field. So they took a shot there on third down. Couldn't get it. Now it's 4.
One thing I know from experience is that when the deep ball is thrown and you're the defender, you've got to fight that little bit of panic that emerges. You've got to play the ball really well. It's a 50-50 jump ball play. And guess what? They took a shot. How are you going to win it? And in this case, they managed to get it done.
On the return, Hester. A good return there. Call it 13 yards. And the Seahawks will have great field position to start this drive. They take over on the short side of the field. Here comes the Seahawks offensive unit. They'll have it first to begin the third. They were able to get the ball back here, didn't surrender any points. Now they look to add to that lead.
And how about the boost the defense gave them? Going right out on the field, shutting them down, not giving up any points, and turning the ball back over. They want to do their part now and show them a little respect and some gratitude by scoring some points.
And to get a little more cushion. And after the play on the ground, that brings up second down here. Again, we'll see the pistol here. Now Rodgers throwing on second down.
Oh, come on. Stop dropping the...
Well, the numbers have been good in the passing game and certainly a big reason why they have the lead. But now here, third quarter, maybe go to the run game a little more?
Yeah, perhaps. I mean, after that incompletion, a little credit to the defense for shutting them down on that play. Maybe you try and run the football a little bit more in this spot. But they have to feel good about how they've been throwing it overall.
Too long for a field goal, too short to punt that in-between range, and they'll go for it on fourth down. Rodgers to throw for it on fourth. And it is incomplete. Boy, it looked like he had it and dropped it. And the Lions will take over. So here come the Lions now. And a tight game after punting last time. See if they can get something going on this drive.
As they head to the field now, with the game this close, you've got to feel there's a sense of urgency for them going on offense right now. But they have to do it without letting panic creep in and affect their play.
And Cook has it left side. It'll go as a gain of 12. And it'll be first down Lions.
Partner, it's a lot of fun watching the NFL now, isn't it? Because when the big fella runs routes, it used to be when we were kids, he'd run about 3 different routes, and that was it. Now he can run anything and catch the balls we just saw there.
The Pro Bowler is a rookie, Marcus Peters, there on the stop.
Partner, we know today's NFL is really built around the guy throwing the football. But these short runs, they still pay dividends because they can take their toll on a defense and they can add up as the game goes along. You control the clock, you control the ball, and that way in control of the game.
And complete right side to Cook.
Oh,
and he
you
gets
got
it
lucky
inside
on
the
that.
35 and just shy of the 30.
And the game just keeps evolving. Big guys running those corner routes, so difficult to cover.
Looks like the defense in press coverage here. Rodgers now on first down. He couldn't quite hold it. Got hit. Ball pops out. Incomplete. Second down now after the incompletion.
A lot of teams love to throw screen passes. They want to tire out defenses because they make them run a lot. But there are a lot of moving parts on the play for an offense when they call that one. Because you got the linemen that have to move. You have the wide receivers that have to get out and vacate. You got the running back that's got to make a little fake and then get out into the route. And, of course, the quarterback, he's got to hold in there and know he's probably going to take a big hit before he lofts the screen off to the back. Why didn't he catch it? That's all he needed to do for them to be successful.
Looking for a seam, but finding none. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage, and that's it. Olivier Vernon brings him down. And as a defensive end, getting off the ball quickly, swarming to the football, making a tackle, that's what we saw right there.
Yeah, that's what their job is. And really, a lot of the time, they have to throttle back a little bit in the run game because you know those defensive ends, they're like in a sprinter stance. They're just headed straight for the quarterback. That was good recognition on that play to hold them to no gain.
Now play number 7 of the drive as they're looking at a 3rd and 10.
26.
Throwing is Rodgers on 3rd down. He's got his man here. It's Green. And he won't have the touchdown, but he will have the first down as he's tackled at the 2.
Well, the advantage has certainly shifted to the defense as we began that 3rd down play, and they found a way to foil it and pick up a first down.
3rd time's a charm, right? 2 incompletions. Had to have it on 3rd, and they got it.
Yeah, they stuck with it, weren't daunted at all, and picked it up.
Rodgers with a keeper. And he is not going to get in as the big bodies stop him at the 1. They'll get nothing out of that one, and it's going to lead to a 3rd down.
Almost want to go Shakespeare here. My kingdom for a yard. Quarterback sneak, nothing doing.
Better be careful. Shakespeare might sue you.
Yeah, he might come get me, right? Good luck with that, Bard.
No gain on the play, and what to do now on 4th and goal.
Brandon, it's easy to make decisions from right up here where we are, right in the cheap seats, but let's be frank about this one. This isn't even a decision as far as I'm concerned. They have to go for it here. Field goal does you almost no good as time's running out in the game. If you want to win, you have to be aggressive here.
On the sneak, Rodgers. They try the sneak, but not enough push. He doesn't get in. And the Seahawks able to come up with a goal line stand. The Seattle now ready to march out of the field. And this offense last time turned it over, went for it on 4th, didn't get it. They're lucky, though, because no points against the team on the board, but we'll see how they respond.
Yeah, they've got to get a lot of credit to their defensive teammates, don't they? They had their backs on that last series, and because they did so, that allows the coach to still stay aggressive on offense and maybe go for it again in a similar situation.
I was going to say maybe makes that offense feel good, but when you know you've got a defense making stands like that.
Yeah, that'll loosen up things a little bit, won't it? Maybe you'll play a little bit better the next time you have the ball.
It's a 6-yard pickup, but it gets them to 2nd and 4. The 4th quarter here, they've got the lead. They want to keep it on the ground. That's what they're doing.
Smart football. Keep the clock grinding. Keep it going. But you got to figure now, they're going to see more people stacked up at the line of scrimmage as they try and bleed it out.
Here's Rodgers to throw. Smith catches left side. 8 yards on the pickup there, and it moves the sticks.
That was a nice completion on an out route, and those types of plays are the result of arm strength by the quarterback and timing by the receiver.
Time for a break. We're back to see what happens after this. Another pistol look here. A first down carry now for Yeldon. And he'll get this up only to about the 33. 2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8. And now the Lions going to stop us momentarily as they call a timeout. It's just their first. They've got 2 more to use here in the final stages. Yeldon, the lone running back. Rodgers throwing here to the sideline, and oh, a nice catch there. Made sure the feet were inbounds, and they were. Still in search of the first down after that last completion.
Hey, 626. Over here. Watch it.
Now Rodgers. He's got Smith here. And he's got the first down as he's up to the 45-yard line. It goes as a gain of 8, and it moves the chains.
I don't care how many times we see it. I still get a kick out of watching quarterbacks and receivers do the pass tree in pregame warm-up. But I always remember that when we go to practices, we see that after practices as well. They really tune it up, don't they?
They tune it up. They know why they... And we're going to get another timeout called by the Lions. That'll leave them with just one remaining in this fourth quarter of play. And the offense lining up 1st and 10. They go back to the ground now with Yeldon. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. No gain on the play. It'll be 2nd down. Great play there off the end. Question, Charles, in a 4-3, you hear about the D tackles a lot. What's the role of the ends?
What they want to do is control the edges of the defense. And you always hear about an offense talking about setting the edge in the running game. Well, the defense wants to do exactly the same thing. In the defensive end, often against an offensive tackle, sometimes a tight end, they can't let themselves get a hook and let a running back get outside, because if they do that, that hurts the integrity of the defense overall.
My man, now hang on here. Timeout called by the defense. That'll be their 3rd and final stoppage here as we step aside. 9th play of the drive coming up, and certainly not an easy one on 3rd and long.
319.
Out of the pistol, it's Yeldon, and he's going to be taken down right at the line. No gain there on the play, and that's going to leave him with a 4th down. Here's Sam Cook now, as he's on to punt for the first time this afternoon. Now contact up front as penalty markers come in. Who is this against? Here's Sam Cook now, as he's on to punt for Seattle. And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully. So possession goes over here on the punt. And there'll be time for maybe one final play before we hit 000. And no press coverage here. They are backing off in the secondary. Back to throw. He's going to let it fly. And, oh, a crusher there as it's
Hey, nice game, man. Thank you.
It's the Pro Bowl corner. Joe Hayden with it. Well, we were on hand for a fun...
Garbage. Okay, guys, I'll be right back. I need to go pick up my cousin. but I'll be right back. I'll be streaming again later tonight. So I'll see you guys later tonight. Alright, see ya. Bye.